Anatomy of the digestive system. Anatomy of the digestive system is a system that functions to digest food and absorb essential nutrients needed by the body, as well as excrete undigested waste in the form of feces. The digestive system consists of the digestive tract and accessory organs that help the digestion process. Here is a detailed explanation of the anatomy of the digestive system. 1. Digestive tract. The digestive tract is a series of organs that function to process food, from the mouth to the anus. The human digestive tract consists of the following parts: a mouth, oral cavity, the function of the mouth, namely, the place where the mechanical and chemical digestion process begins. In the mouth, food is physically broken down by the teeth and chemically digested by salivary enzymes. The structure of the mouth, namely, 1. Teeth, used to chew food, mechanical digestion. 2. Tongue, functions to move food in the mouth, helps with taste, and forms a bolus of food to be swallowed. 3. Saliva, produced by the salivary glands, parotid, submandibular, and sublingual, which contain the enzyme amylase to digest carbohydrates. B. Pharynx, function of the pharynx, namely, a channel connecting the mouth to the esophagus. Food that has been ground and formed into a bolus is then swallowed and passes through the pharynx to the esophagus. Pharynx structure. The pharynx is divided into 3 parts. 1. Nasopharynx. 2. Oropharynx. And 3. Laryngopharynx. C. Esophagus. Esophagus, function of the esophagus, namely, a channel that connects the pharynx to the stomach. Food moves through the esophagus with peristaltic movements, muscle wave movements, to reach the stomach. Structure of the esophagus, namely, consists of smooth muscles that help move food automatically to the stomach. D. Stomach. Stomach, function of the stomach, namely, a place where chemical and mechanical digestion of food continues. In the stomach, food is digested with the help of stomach acid, HCl, and enzymes such as pepsin to break down proteins. Structure of the stomach. 1. Pylorus, namely, a valve that regulates the flow of food from the stomach to the duodenum, the first part of the small intestine. 2. Gastric glands, namely, produce stomach acid and digestive enzymes such as pepsinogen. 3. Muscle layer, namely, helps mix food with acids and enzymes, and breaks it down into chyme, semi-digested food. E. Small intestine. The function of the small intestine, namely, the main place where digestion and absorption of nutrients occur. Food that comes out of the stomach will enter the small intestine to be further digested and absorbed into the blood. Structure. The small intestine consists of 3 main parts. 1. Duodenum, namely, the first part, where chyme mixes with bile, from the liver, and pancreatic juice for the digestion of fats and proteins. 2. Jejunum, namely, the middle part, where most of the absorption of nutrients takes place. 3. Ileum, namely, the last part, which absorbs the remaining nutrients and sends undigested material to the large intestine. Along the small intestine are villi, which are finger-like structures that increase the surface area for absorption, as well as microvilli on epithelial cells that absorb nutrients into the bloodstream. F. Large intestine. Functions of the large intestine, namely, the large intestine plays a role in the absorption of water and salt from undigested food waste, as well as the formation and excretion of feces. The structure of the large intestine, consisting of 1. Cecum, namely, the first part of the large intestine, where the small intestine meets the large intestine. Here is the appendix, a small structure that does not have a significant digestive function, but plays a role in immunity. 2. Colon, consists of several parts, namely, a ascending colon, namely, the part that goes up, absorbs water from undigested food. B. Transverse colon, namely, the transverse part, continues to absorb water. C. Descending colon, namely, the part that goes down, collects feces. D. Rectum, namely, the last part of the large intestine, where feces are stored before being excreted through the anus. In the large intestine there are good bacteria that function to ferment food waste, producing gas and certain vitamins, such as vitamin K and some B vitamins. G. Anus, function of the anus, namely, the last channel where feces are excreted from the body. This process is regulated by two sphincter muscles, namely, an internal sphincter cannot be controlled consciously, and B. External sphincter can be controlled consciously. 2. Accessory organs in the digestive system. In addition to the main digestive tract, there are several accessory organs that help in digesting food, including a liver function, namely, the liver produces bile, which is important for fat emulsions, breaking down fats into smaller particles to facilitate digestion. The liver also filters blood and stores some nutrients. Structure of the liver, namely, located on the upper right side of the abdominal cavity. Bile produced by the liver is temporarily stored in the gallbladder and released into the duodenum when needed. B. Pancreas. Function, namely, the pancreas produces pancreatic juice containing digestive enzymes, such as amylase, lipase, and protease, which help digest carbohydrates, fats, and proteins. The pancreas also has an endocrine function, namely producing insulin and glucagon to regulate blood sugar levels. Structure of the pancreas. located behind the stomach. The pancreas drains pancreatic juice through the pancreatic duct into the duodenum. C. Salivary glands. Functions. Salivary glands produce saliva containing the enzyme amylase to begin the process of digesting carbohydrates. Structure of the salivary glands. 3 main glands. 1. Parotid glands. 2. Submandibular. And 3. Sublingual. Saliva helps soften food, makes swallowing easier, and contains antibodies that fight infection. 3. Digestive mechanism. A mechanical digestion, namely, involves the physical breakdown of food, starting with chewing in the mouth and continuing with mixing food in the stomach and intestines. B. Chemical digestion, namely, involves the digestion process by digestive enzymes that change food molecules into smaller molecules so that they can be absorbed by the body. C. Carbohydrates are digested into glucose. D. Proteins are digested into amino acids. E. Fats are digested into fatty acids and glycerol. 4. Function of the digestive system. A digestion, namely, changing food into a form that can be absorbed by the body. B. Nutrient absorption, namely, important nutrients such as glucose, amino acids, fatty acids, vitamins, and minerals are absorbed through the intestinal wall into the bloodstream and used by the body for energy and maintenance. C. Excretion, namely, removing undigested food waste in the form of feces. 5. Disorders in the digestive system. Some disorders that can occur in the digestive system include a gastritis, namely, inflammation of the stomach. B. Gastroesophageal reflux, GERD, namely, increased stomach acid into the esophagus, causing a burning sensation in the chest. C. Irritable bowel syndrome, IBS, namely, disorders of bowel function that cause abdominal pain, bloating, and changes in bowel habits. D. Crohn's disease and ulcerative colitis, namely, inflammatory bowel disease that causes chronic inflammation in the digestive tract.